Hi, thanks for watching. I'm going to start something new today, and it's going to be how to eat healthy on a budget and easy cooking. So I'm going to make lentils today, and I'm going to show you how to eat them in a really tasty, delicious, healthy way for lunch or supper. I call it supper because to me supper is a casual evening meal. Dinner is um, more fancy, more, elegant, whatever, special is dinner, bigger. But a simple meal, it's delicious. I've made it many times. Many people have never, everybody always loves it. So um, I've been eating healthy since I was 19. I started dating a vegetarian who I ended up marrying. My story's all out there. But anyway, I learned to cook really when I was a Seventh-day Adventist. They're really into vegetarian stuff, and learned a lot of cooking in that church. And I was very poor at that time back then. And then through the years, even though when I had money, I still chose to eat pretty much this way. I was not always a vegetarian. I was for about 20 years, but then I started eating meat again. I was raised on meat, but this particular meal is very vegetarian. Um, I do not follow any special diet except I try to eat healthy. I would say I probably eat pretty darn good 70 to 80% of the time. I don't eat fried foods except when I go out because I just don't fry them at home. Um, that's how I avoid them, and I avoid white processed sugar. I eat very few desserts, only on occasion, and I put organic cane sugar in my coffee in the morning, 2 spoons, that's all. And I do just try to do my best as best I can. I can't eat all organic, it's too expensive, it's hard to find everything you want organic anyway. I do try to eat non-GMO as much as possible. The genetically modified organisms that they have put into seeds to process food to make it stronger and insect resistant and all that, they've put those right into the food a lot. So I try to avoid that. And it is a lot in the mostly in our foods that we eat the most. Anyway, I don't have a special diet, but I do just try to eat generally healthy. And that's what I recommend, unless you have allergies or, like the celiac with the gluten. I think the gluten-free thing is a fad. It is helping a lot of people, but I don't believe it's the gluten in the wheat. I believe it's the GMO wheat that has caused a lot of problems with people, and I believe that it does a lot of other things. Like I believe that it causes cancer and autism and other things, um, which have come out in the population, in the general population, so much since they started using these GMOs. So I do try to avoid those. So to start out, okay, I shop at the stores that I can afford, and I have found some really good products there, and I'm going to share them with you. Okay, lentils. These lentils, non-GMO lentils, whoops, sorry, upside down. Non-GMO lentils I buy at the Dollar Tree, $1.25. This is a whole pound, and when they're packaged nice like this, they're usually very clean, but I still like to rinse them off. If you buy them in the big bulk bin, like from the health food store, you better wash them good because you never know. They're more likely to have dirt or something in there. Um, Even little stones. Be very careful. Uh, but I like to buy them like this, and it works for me. $1.25, and they're grown in the USA, Nebraska, actually. So you take the lentils. They have directions on the back, but mine is better. I mean, it tells you how to season them and everything, but my way's better. So um, you take for It's just me, I live alone, so I would do about a third of the package, cook it in a medium-sized saucepan. You wanna cover it with an inch or 2 of water. Well, an inch is good to start out with. You put it in over an inch of water, so it's over the top of the beans, and you put them on to boil, okay? And with that, you're gonna put your seasoning in there. Now, I use some minced garlic here, and this I also get this whole nice jar of minced garlic, Dollar Tree, $1.25. Okay, and it's much better than just using garlic. Garlic powder's fine. I have it in my pantry and I use it, but I prefer the minced garlic is really good when it's appropriate. So, and then I put veggie sal I use here. Veggie sal is a seasoning that has 13 different ingredients in it, and it's good on, I like it on almost any green vegetables it tastes good on. So I use some of that. Now, I can't tell you how much exactly because I just shake it in. I can, you're going to have to figure that out. But of course, I advise that you only do a little bit and then you can taste it a little later and add more. Same with the garlic. And then my secret ingredient when I make lentils, and I put it in some other things, but especially lentils, marjoram. And this I got the organic at Walmart. It doesn't cost much and it'll last a long time. Okay, so and then of course some salt. Maybe you put a little extra salt and pepper, but the veggie sal is salt also. Then I chop up real fine, just a little bit of carrots and celery, very finely chopped. And you could use the tips of the carrots and you can use the tips of the celery that you might not otherwise use. So that's a good way to use it all. And I put all that together in the pot while it's boiling. And then once it boils, you put it down to, I have an electric stove. I'll put it down to number 3. You just put it down to low heat if you have a gas stove. So you're going to let that cook. And while you're letting that cook, you can start getting a little salad together. And you're going to put the salad I'll show you in a minute. It's really good. So salad, I have it already here, and it's just chopped um, lettuce, tomato, and I have a little bit of cilantro um, and cucumber chopped in small pieces. Um, you don't have to add if you don't have it, you don't have it. But whatever you have for salad is good. You could use any kind of lettuce. Um, uh, if you don't have tomatoes, okay, but tomatoes really good in there. I don't always put cucumber, but if you do, make it in little tiny pieces. And cilantro is awesome. I love it. Some people hate it. You don't have to put it. But I recommend this here, and this is the, I don't know how to pronounce it, but you've probably seen them, maybe Tanamura and Antley. I don't know how to say it, but they're a big family farm in California, and they have their produce at Aldi's and Walmart, and they are a non-GMO farm. And they do have organics also, but I don't usually buy the organics because they are more expensive. But their regular stuff is non-GMO, and they have really good, nice produce, and they package it well. If you buy cilantro that's in a sealed package like this, it lasts for weeks. If you buy it separate, maybe 2 weeks if you're lucky, but they package their food so well it will last longer, and I appreciate that. I prefer to buy at Aldi's, that brand, because they are cheaper than Walmart. And you can find them. They probably have it in lots of other stores where I don't go. Okay, so we have the little bit of salad as the lentils are cooking, and you're going to make toast. Now, for the toast, now I eat really good healthy bread. Um, I'll show you what I prefer. And because of the cost, there's other breads out there that are just as good. I can't imagine them being any better. Maybe they're better, but I don't know how they could be better. But I'm going to recommend these here. This is Arnold makes a really good 22 whole grains and seeds. Really excellent bread. The other one that I love, and I buy these both at Walmart, is this one here. And this is a fairly new product to Walmart, I think, because I only discovered it a couple months ago. Both of these are organic and non-GMO. I think this one's organic. Maybe it's just non. This one is just non-GMO. The other one, Arnold, is organic. Now, all of Arnold is not organic. You have to see it on there, And I look for that non-GMO label, which I was a part of a big movement some years ago when I lived in Atlanta, and we used to get out on the streets with the signs and protested against Monsanto, which Monsanto is the company that makes the chemicals that they put in the GMO food, and they also make Roundup, which is poisoning you if you're using it in your yards. And they also made Agent Orange, which has hurt so many of the Vietnam vets out there. But this is another excellent bread, non-GMO with the hearty grains and seeds. And these breads are, they have good protein and everything. They're really, really good for you. So also, you're going to want to get out some cheese. Whatever you like. I like to use on this particular meal, I like the Havarti. This one's from Walmart. Slices, and also Aldi carries that. And so the other one that I would recommend for this meal would be Swiss slices, but you could use anything you like, whatever you have in your fridge. You could use provolone, cheddar, Gouda, Jack, you name it, Colby, all those, anything with the slices will work with the toast, because you're going to make toast. Now, for me, um, if I use the smaller kinds of bread slices, I'll probably do 2 for my meal. If I use, like, this one has some huge, big slices. This is like a manly bread, but I like it too. You only need one because they're big, and make some toast while the beans are cooking. The beans only take about 30, 40 minutes. Now you're going to stir them once in a while and taste them when you stir them, maybe every 10 minutes or so. And if they start to look like, how beans cook, they absorb the water that they're cooked in. So when you start to see that the water's almost gone, you might need to add a little bit of water. Now, don't add too much water. You don't want it to, we're not making soup today. So just add enough water, and if you watch it every 10 minutes, you'll just add a little bit of water as they're cooking, just to keep them cooking moist, wet and all that, but not like soup. Okay, so that's really about it. And what you do is, and I'm sorry I'm not doing all this in my kitchen and showing you step by step, because I'm just not that kind of, professional. I'm not a professional cook. Actually, honest truth, I have never watched even one cooking show in my life, because I've always enjoyed cooking on my own. I'm a creative cook. I enjoy, trying and experimenting and making my own foods. When I eat something, at a party, or if I go to a restaurant and I eat something different, I might ask what they put in it, to get an idea. and then I'll go home and just try it on my own, and add to it or do something to substitute or whatever. So this is what you do. You when the beans are done and your toast is ready, you're gonna put your toast on a plate and you're gonna put the cheese on top of the toast, and then you're gonna spoon the beans over the cheese, and because the beans are hot, it's gonna immediately melt the cheese. You don't have to worry about melting it in the oven or anything. It's gonna melt from the hot beans. And then on top of that, you put the salad. And on top of the salad, you're going to put some dressing. Now, I highly recommend for this meal ranch dressing. Now, I know everybody loves Hidden Valley, it's the best, but this is half the price of Hidden Valley, and I really can't even tell the difference. They also have Aldi's brand Buttermilk Ranch. That's my brand. Anyway, Aldi's or Walmart is just as good as Hidden Valley. In my book, if you're really on a budget, if you really need to watch your money, your food money, you need to do them. And if you don't have ranch on hand, um, creamy Italian is the other one that I would recommend for this meal. But, if you're partial to a certain kind of dressing, you could try any dressing you want. It might not be that great with the lentils. I don't know. But those are the two that I would recommend, um, ranch or creamy Italian. So that's it. And I hope you try it. I'm sorry I don't have the finished product to show you, but I think you can imagine. It's just, oh, and the other thing is if you want to do a little substitute instead, or if you don't have bread on hand, you can do tortilla chips. And these are my favorites that I love to buy at Aldi's: organic, non-GMO, multi-grain, gluten-free, all that good stuff. Um, and this is good if you are a gluten-free person. You don't want to eat the bread, of course. So you can do this, and the same thing, you just pour the lentils on top, put the salad over it, and you can, if you're doing it with the chips, you might want to add a little sour cream, a little salsa, and you can put shredded cheese on top, because you're not doing the toast with the melted cheese. You could put shredded cheese on top. So that's an alternative meal. It's also something you could do the next day, like if you make the open face lentil sandwich one night for supper, you can make leftovers with the chips the next day for lunch. And another idea for leftovers with the lentils, okay? They're really good on the side if you make a sweet potato on the side, and then green, maybe like cooked spinach or broccoli would be excellent with that. And you've got your protein because the beans are good, for the protein. And if you have a slice of this really good bread or those really good chips on the side with your sweet potato and your lentils and your spinach or broccoli, that's another delicious, really healthy meal for you. So I hope you got some good ideas. I hope you try it, and please let me know. And I have more that I can show you if you can do it this way, because I'm working on my computer here. It's an old computer, and it's just too much for me. I'm 71 years old, and it's just too much for me to think about the best way of the producing and trying to do this in my kitchen, which is very small, and all of that. I'm sorry, but I hope you got it from what I did. And please let me know, subscribe to me, help me out. Thank you, and happy eating, and blessings for your health.